Okay, so what we're going to do is this is a kneaded eraser. Everybody say kneaded eraser.
Kneaded eraser.
Now notice here I've used mine and so it has black inside of it. The reason it's like putty is because when you actually expand it, it erases all those dark marks. It feeds into the kneaded eraser, okay? So nobody has used these yet, so you don't need to do that. So go ahead and ball it up. What you're going to do is you're actually, the beautiful thing about a kneaded eraser, there's a few beautiful things. Number one, it doesn't really make eraser marks. That's awesome, okay? The second really cool thing for drawing is that it doesn't actually erase. It just lightens. Does that make sense? So unless you drew like crazy light, I seriously doubt you'll lose your lines. So I'm just erasing everything. You can see that my eyes are a little bit darker.
I've turned it down.
Never mind, Siri. Okay, so I am as light as I can get. Now I've told you guys I have a heavy hand, but when you're drawing, I mean, like honestly, if it was really me and I was really doing a final picture, I would trace it onto a fresh paper, right? But we're not doing that, okay? We're just gonna practice. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna use a little bit of this eraser to put underneath here so that I can't see my double chins, okay? Just slightly more flattering. All right. So I've got my mirror ready. Now I need my colored pencils. So, oh, you guys, this sky blue I have, it was that awful grainy one from last class. So everybody look at yourself, your face in the mirror. Somebody tell me where you see drastic shadows, the darkest areas of your face.
Eyebrows.
Maybe around the eyes for sure, especially if you're a girl wearing makeup or boy wearing makeup, whoever's wearing makeup up in here. Okay. Where else do you see intense shadow?
Like your mouth.
Around your nose and in your nostril, right? Where else do you see lots of shadow when you're looking at your face?
Like under your lip.
Beneath your lips. Now, everybody look at your two lips. Which of your lips is darker than the other? Your upper lip is darker because your bottom lip is round and it's reflecting the light off of the ceiling. It catches the light, okay? So your upper lip is actually a little bit darker. That's good. Another place that I see shadow is around the top of my eyes, not only just underneath. Now, what things in this picture are dark? Not because of shadow, but because of pigment. The eyes. Your iris is very, very dark. The outside of your pupil is very dark. The outside of your iris, and if you have dark colored eyes, your whole iris will be dark. Okay. And then maybe your eyebrows if your hair is dark. Okay, but even if you have blonde hair, I'm assuming that it looks more dark than your skin. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to start using the side of our pencil, and we're just going to use our mirror, and we're going to start blocking in some of these values. Guys, I haven't drawn a face in years. I like to start with my lines, but in the end, should I have a line anywhere? No, I should disguise all of my lines. But I start with them. Now, how many of you guys are noticing that you're chipping your tip? If you had a really sharp tip, are any of your guys' chipping like mine? Guys, I do have a very heavy hand. Just be careful with that. Maybe blow those off. I'm going to start with all the lines that I have. And you can even do the lines in the hair as long as you didn't go crazy with your hair. I'm looking at you boys. I'm not going to do the eyebrows because that's hair. Hi, dear. So when I'm doing these lines, I want to keep it fairly light because the darker your line is, the darker you're going to be forced to shade. And you don't know exactly how dark that's going to be at this point. Right now we're just blocking stuff in.
out.
Now your hair is not going to look exactly like it did on the day, so just ignore that. Plus, we're not supposed to be doing hair. Just follow the lines that you initially had gotten. What'd you ask, Dream?
My tip fell out of my crayon.
Oh, go just resharpen it. That's fine. And you guys should have some sharpeners in your little. Oh, I didn't pass out those boxes, did I? That's okay. Those things don't really work anyway. I need new ones. Now, what we're going to do while we're doing this is we want to observe, but we also have to kind of use our imagination in some ways because we don't look exactly as we did that day. For example, I'm not wearing my hair the same way. I'm not wearing the same outfit. I don't have a collar today. So we just kind of have to figure out where our lighting is. And I'm going to be honest, the lighting in these kinds of rooms is a little bit frustrating because it's not one source. There's probably 30 lights in here, okay? And they're neon lights, so it's kind of even harder to kind of tell what you're doing. But definitely, you could say that the light's coming from above. That's pretty safe, okay? I'm going to ignore all the hair. That includes the, what do you call those? Eyelashes? Yeah. Just as lightly as possible, getting all these lines in here. And refer back to yourself. If you don't feel like you did the best job, you can still use the mirror that's inside, in front of you right now. Hopefully it's not inside of you.
Yeah, please for the love of God, don't have it be inside you.
Now, something I like to do on the, everybody look at your nose. Does everybody see like a little ball on the end of their nose? Yeah. Mine's round. My dad has a really round nose like mine. It's like a really big circle. But like I'm looking at Dream's nose, and Dream's nose is a little bit more pointy than mine. It has more of a ridge than a ball.
Yeah,
So you can't just assume that you have a ball on the end. But some people do. Okay? Some of you might more see like an arrow or a V shape for the ridges. Typically the bottom lip is bigger than the top one, just not that we're drawing today, but just a reminder. And I'm just gonna like ever so lightly, because it's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna outline my eyebrows, even though that's not usually how I like to shade. But this way I don't accidentally shade inside of there. Not that it would really matter, but. Okay, now here's one thing that's really interesting is when you're thinking about doing, oh, and I didn't do my, initially I didn't do my reflections in my eyes, so I'm gonna go ahead and add those right now. so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ignore my eyes for the sake of the moment. Well, I'm going to go around them, but I'm going to start just using the side of my pencil, and I'm going to start laying in these values where I see them. And I like to, even though I'm starting with the darkest shadowy areas on my face, but I'm starting very lightly with the pencil. Remember, we cannot really shade these. Now, are any of your guys' skin as white as this paper?
Kinda.
No. The only thing that I'm like, look at your face. What's the biggest highlight on your face?
White.
The white of your eyes is very white. The reflection in your eyes, especially because it's wet, that could actually be the white of the paper.
Literally white.
Okay. On the top of my cheekbones right here, I'm getting a reflection. I'm also on my forehead getting 2 reflections because there's 2 rows of light next to me. Okay. So those are really going to be the only areas that I might just have a wee bit of the white of the paper. But this entire thing, aside from those few areas, is going to be shaded. Okay? So it's not the end of the world just to start with your lightest value. Now, you guys don't have it out, but I'll just show you if everybody will look up front. Remember all these values that we did last class? You should have all of these values in your drawing today. If you're just pulling out 1, 6, and 8, that's not good enough. Okay, you gotta have all 9 of those, including the white of the paper. All right, here we go. Now, one thing I will say, you guys are young. I am not. I am 40 years old. Okay, well, that's sweet. I can get away with doing bags under my eyes, and some of you might have more lines under your eyes, more pronounced just because of who you are, okay, and your heritage. But the more bags and the more lines you put under your eyes, you tend to not look like a teenager anymore. You tend to look like an 80-year-old. Okay?
I don't look like a teenager.
So
I have bags under my eyes all the time.
well, just don't put the lines. Go for the bags, but don't put the lines like look at, if you really zoomed in on your mouth right now, you can see a bazillion little lines on your mouth. But if you draw those, you're going to look like you have hairy lips. All right? So as the artist, we're kind of picking and choosing what to accentuate and what not to. But even in my darkest areas, I'm starting very, very lightly. If you have hair like on top of your face like I'm doing right now, that hair is going to leave a shadow beneath it. If you're wearing the same hairstyle, you can see that. But if you're not using the same hairstyle, you can just use common sense to know that. Right above on my cheeks, and I have very round cheeks, so you want to look at the shape of those highlights. Boys, I'm about to split y'all up. Now, what are we trying to disguise here today? Lines. Yeah, if you guys want to grab a drawing board, you're always more than welcome to do that. Now, I've got a big shadow on the top of my nose because I've got 2 highlights on the sides. I'm going to go ahead and draw that as a shape and go ahead and fill in that value right from the get-go.
What if your hoodie is almost all black?
Well, you're still going to see values on there, but you're going to be working with, like, Dream, if you look up here, you're going to be working with, like, those 3 darkest values. Even for the highlights, they'd still be dark highlights. I like to blur my eyes so that I can't really see what it is that I'm looking at, and I'm just looking for shadow and highlight. What you got going on over there, Dream?
It looks so bad.
Nah, just keep going. Just go lightly. You're gonna make mistakes, that's okay. But you guys, I would not use the kneaded eraser on colored pencil. I don't even think it would work that well. You really need a hard eraser to get that eraser marks. Now you also kind of want to think about your skin tone and what value your skin tone is. Mine is probably like a 7 and then in some areas a 6. So you want to be thinking about that. But then your shadows might be like a 3. Okay, where my hair overlaps my skin doesn't look white there, it looks really dark. So we're both talking about tone and about shadow.
Right.
Of course I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning this morning, couldn't go back to sleep. You can see it on my eyes, y'all.
Oh God, why do you have my sleep schedule?
I haven't been, but I had some shocking news last night.
I just heard my dog vomit on the carpet. Yeah, it scared the shit.
Now, the more you look at yourself, the more like you this is going to look. The more three-dimensional it's going to look. Now remember, you can also be scumbling. And my face is very red. I have a very red, like pink rosy face. So my skin tone on my forehead is lighter than my cheeks. So that's also something to kind of think about. How flushed your skin is. And if you're if you're ever doing a portrait, now everybody kind of look at mine for a second. It looks crazy in this area because nothing else is done. Does that make sense? It's going to look patchy and weird. It might look like you have a mustache or a beard when you're shading, but you just have to keep doing layer after layer. Okay, you have to get through those awkward moments.
This puts me in a night too. I don't know what's going on.
You just need to sit down and dry yourself. You won't be so bored. You'll be stressed out.
I centered this on, it was centered there, but
Now your neck should have some pretty good, decent shadows on it from your chin and your face, leaving shadows.
I wanted to show you I got tortillas yesterday.
You got some, oh nice.
Some legit ones too.
That's exciting, Dream.
Yeah, my dad, it just came in the kit. The art kit my dad got me for Christmas.
That's sweet. Those art kits are so exciting. Now you guys, just remember that now that you know how to use colored pencil with one color with multiple values, you can start working on your journals. Now, even on the white of your eye, you should still see values in there. It's pretty white, but it even has shadows inside of there.
mine's wet now. I look like a crab. There's Dad. This is good.
It's almost like a sunburst on your iris. Yeah, draw it as you see it.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Hey dear.
Y'all think we look old. That's what I said. You don't look old, you look fine.
Now these shadows, what they're doing is they're telling us where the light is, but they're also telling us the shape of the muscles and the flesh that's underneath them. So if you have saggy eyes, if you have, you know, intense and like I have really pronounced cheeks, like they're almost like circles on my face. So those are the kinds of things it's telling us how 3D your face is.
It looks like a freaking cartoon character because of all the lights on it.
Yeah, I can see that. Now you guys, no part, even though there's lines inside your iris, no part of your iris is actually white. So I'm starting with like a number 8, as light as I humanly can go. And then I'm going to put that like starburst texture on top of it. Drawing one of my eyes smaller than the other. What's she gonna do? of blur your eyes and just start laying in those shadows wherever you see them. The bottom of my nostrils definitely have more shadow that are hidden from the light source. Scumbling should also be, I was kind of getting lazy here and I started doing big circles like this, but it really should be more fine so that you don't see the texture that it leaves. So these like small little scribbly circles that we're making to build up these layers. Now typically your upper lip is a little bit darker than your bottom lip. Do you guys notice how you can actually see on the bottom eyelid, you can see the thickness of your skin there, and it kind of reflects because it's a little bit wet there. So you definitely want to make sure that the top eyelid is darker than the bottom one.
Eyelid?
What was that?
I thought you said lip.
Lid, sorry. Again, I cannot stress how important it is to blur your eyes. Is anybody doing that and finding success? Yeah. You kind of naturally do it after a little while anyway, just because you kind of lose focus, and that's actually good. Now, one side of my face is definitely darker than the other side of my face. My right side is a little bit darker than my left because of how the lights are in this room. So, and each one of you are going to be different because there's so many different lights. So really kind of ask yourself right now, which one of your eyes looks darker underneath? Which side do you see more shadow on? Now, something else that we talked about. Did you guys see a picture of Legolas in our PowerPoint? I think I might have forgotten that slide somewhere. But if you, everybody look up here for 1 second. Everybody look up here. The direction that you shade is going to make it look like the planes of your face. So everybody just take a second and take your little dirty hands and touch the different parts of your face. That's the direction you should be shading when you're doing your forehead. Underneath your eyes, you kind of go like this. That's the direction that your movement should be going. If you're going over your nose, it might kind of be more circular on the tip, but definitely on the sides, we see this. Underneath your nose, all those different planes, Those are the movements, because if I went on here and did a bunch of straight up and down lines, it would make my whole face look flat. Does that make sense? So the movement that you use while you're shading is also rather crucial.
I hate it so much.
Okay, so come over here, I'll give you it. Do you have your red pencil? Go grab it. I don't want to put glue on it. Come on over here. Come on this side. I think one thing you're missing these nostrils over here.
I did it from a side perspective.
You can't choose. We're looking at ourselves from the front, so we have to draw it from the front. We can't switch viewpoints. Okay. But the biggest thing I think for you is to try scumbling. So see, like right now, I can see every direction that you went.
Yeah, I've always felt my face is kind of flat, so I did flat.
No, you do not have a flat face here.
Oh,
Okay, so I would just work on maybe moving a little bit smoother to disguise some of that. Okay.
better than that and good.
Yeah, I would make sure. What about the Cupid's bow? I can see your Cupid's bow there. I'll get it. Draw it with some lines and then shade it in. Boys.
You really do have a
Looks great. Yeah, no, that looks good. I would just look for more shadow on the planes of your face. You've got them barely. But maybe just a little,
I'm so scared to go
bit.
dark.
If you go too dark, it's gonna be too far. Do you know what I'm saying? But maybe just build up a wee bit. And make sure you have highlights too. How'd you do? Hey, this is not bad. So remember I was talking about the direction that you shade? You have round cheeks, so you want to shade that direction. So you want to make sure that I can see that your face isn't smacked with the board and flat. Keep it 3D. Does that make sense? So add a little bit more of that. Yes, dear. Go sit down. We are doing one color. How many colors do you have here?
One. Oh wait, no, the lips too.
Two. We're just using one color to do the whole thing, okay? And you use the light color. And I've asked you to do a dark color. It is not dark. That is like a medium to light. It's like a honey color instead of a brown color. Does that make sense? So it's going to be really difficult to get darker darks, but you can press harder to get shadows. Like right now, I can see a little bit of highlight here. That's good. But I need to see way more shadow under the nose. I can't even see the nose barely.
Yeah.
Work on that shadow. Leon, did I already talk to you? Go sit down. Luna? More. And more. It looks good. Yeah, that's nice. You're on the right track as well. You just need to go farther. The only thing I would say is right now your nose is looking the same width. It's tighter right here. So
That's
see
why
how
I'm
that kind
that's
of
why
looks.
I'm trying to go darker.
Yeah. Make it more narrow there too, so that it goes outward.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Or else it's gonna look like a trunk instead of a nose. Yeah. Hey, this is great. Alright, so you need to work on the scumbling because I can really, like, you're moving, and your picture's so big.
Yeah.
But you really kind of have to keep it tight and small and build it up. Does that make sense? Try to disguise some of the rogue, scribbly looking lines. Just fill it in. Then also your nose should cast a shadow beneath it, y'all. Just like your chin casts a shadow on your neck. Okay, just gotta
just wanted to make sure that this is
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That works. Good job. And that makes it look more like you. Yeah, that's good. Now remember, we're also trying to disguise all of our lines. Hey, Gus. What you got? That's okay. You're starting to see the shadows and recognize where those are, so that's good. What it is that you're struggling with is the craftsmanship of scumbling. You really need to kind of work small instead of large. Does that make sense? And it's not too late to go do that. Even if it gets a little bit darker than your skin tone, I'd rather see good craftsmanship.
I'm really annoyed that I made it this long.
It's big. Yeah. Well, that's part of learning. That's okay. Right now, we're not worried about it, the drawing of it. We're just worried about the shading of it, the 3Dness. You're killing it. You're doing a great job. Those look like legit handles.
And I
Yeah.
have two handles.
That's awesome. Did you trim them already?
My months?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Hi, sweetheart. The shirt instead. Yeah. Leave the hair, but do the shirt instead. So we get out of here in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes till cleanup time. Okay? So make sure you get your shirt, do everything but the hair. Now you guys, my texture is starting to look kind of hairy. You guys, look at this up close. See how you can see all the little scribbles? So I'm going to go through there and do a little bit more blending. Smoothing out. And when I tend to do that, I tend to get my head a little bit closer to my picture. Remember, we're disguising all the lines. You can't even see any of my shading on that computer. You can see it better there than there. It's so white over there.
I wonder if you can turn the contrast down on that.
I'm trying.
It won't work.
It doesn't look good no matter what unless you turn the lights off.
So is this pretty much all that you do for like portrait drawing with him then? It's just that
So-
video and
We did our self-portrait, so we put him in the jungles of beauty, which was a self-portrait this year, and then now we're just practicing shading using the self-portrait that they had used at the
so
first
it's just
video.
video and then that's it.
Some other years I have other ones, like I did a selfie project somebody loved, but I just want to get to this one project this year, which is this perspective one. So sometimes, I'm just trying to build them up so that they can do that one really
That was
nice.
my least favorite project last year, maybe teaching it because it was just,
Perspective.
yeah, because
It's so hard. I have to use the videos for it. It's game changing. Alright. So now you've colored it all in, it looks smoother, that's good. But now because it all looks almost the same value, so go back in there and put in some more of those shadows a little darker.
I don't look like that until my friends told me to do that.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
confused and I'm
No,
stressed.
so come over here with me.
Confused and stressed.
Okay, so you've got it, it's looking smoother, that's good. That's good on the
I
craftsmanship.
used the Toro too.
Okay, but now that you have it smoother, it's harder to see the tortilla, which is mostly just for, you guys don't use the tortillas. Why did you have one? I didn't hand those out. How'd you get a tortilla tree?
And her art pack, remember?
You have one? Oh, that's right.
I have
Okay,
two in my
sorry.
art pack.
Okay, all right. Well, good job. I just don't want you to ruin your tortilla.
It's still cleanable, so it's not ruined.
But you still have, see how dark you can get here? Why don't you try to pop in some more of those areas of shadow underneath the nose, a little bit harder and darker, okay?
When can I be done?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, me too. No, this looks great. That's just the tooth of the paper. This looks amazing. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. Yeah. You know, I think just the biggest thing is that you've made it longer. You probably, for this length, it should have been a little bit wider to look more like you. But as far as the shading goes, I can't really see a nostril, so that's a problem. But everything, you're understanding where the shadows are and the values go, so.
I'm just not. I'm sorry.
Don't be shy, put some holes in your nose.
pictures of any of my drawings. I only have one picture.
From like college?
Everything, no, of everything that got destroyed in the fire. Yeah, all my
Oh
stuff.
my goodness. That's insane. To lose everything.
I know. I love portraits, so I used to just sit for hours.
You could get lost in here. I love it.
I do too.
So cool. Okay, the only thing that I'm going to tell you to work on
I'm going to med
is tighten up your edges. It looks very loose. Does that make sense? So get crisper edges. I love it.
I do too.
That's a
super.
10.
That's super cute.
Started reflecting my feelings.
Okay, so you went a little bit dark, but that's okay. You look a little bit sunburned the way the shadow is right here. So just make sure that you blend that out into so it doesn't look like a mark on top, but part of. Does that make sense? Even though you do have shadows there. Just fade them into the other tone. That's a good start, Kate.
This was one that I worked on right before the fire. I wasn't finished with it yet.
Well, that's beautiful. It's fun. Are you using charcoal?
Yeah, I love charcoal too.
It's nice and fast.
I like the erase technique a lot.
It's loose too. It's nice and loose. You don't really go forward and back on it.
When are you going to do your perspective unit?
After I kind of mapped it all out. It's in that little pad. Yeah, I put in the little circles how many days I'm gonna need for each one. Not these, but the little ones. So perspective's a bit greater.
So you're going this way?
Yeah.
They might change that though in World War III. Probably. I could barely get mine out in the dark. But either way, it doesn't matter because I have burns and I am not mobile enough to go into war. Oh, did you think things got really rough? But even then, they're probably just going to bring in more other able people.
So like the beginning of March then you think?
Maybe.
I just want to make sure I don't have anybody then.
What?
I just want to make sure I don't have anybody then so I can come in and watch how you do it.
Well, I have a video on it, which is really helpful. I've started other videos. I have them recorded, but I haven't edited them yet. The practice stuff.
The kids did really good on their final project. It was just getting them there was really,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's a lot for the teacher because so many people don't understand. It takes so long to get.
Yeah, if there's a simpler way to do it, I want to see it.
When I used to teach it, it would be like me jumping around from hand to hand. But with video, because I make them stop, I watch, I pause, and then I do. We go together. Because when you're normally demoing it, you have to watch like 5 or 6 steps per demo. You know what I mean? Or you're doing it on the whiteboard, not everyone can see. So
And they didn't have any way for me to demo except for the kids gather around.
yeah. And only kids that are up close and or have great attention spans and really care are really gonna get much out of those kind. I was just thinking like if I ever left here, man, the first thing I'd buy is a TV and a camera.
Yeah, this setup's amazing.
No, don't.
Alright, I gotta go get all my stuff together for study. Oh, thanks for letting me watch.
For us. That's the best I know. Oh, yeah.
Have a good day.
He's on my such a round
Alright, good job, Dree. Do this area in here, that white area. Oh, your white t-shirt?
Yeah.
Try to do your lightest value to give some details back. Yes.
Is that for sure? Because that's what they
We'll see. Bring it back. I cannot know what I will think when you bring it back.
My hair is covered up because of my hat and my butt.
Actually, that's not very different. As long as your hair is up neat and tidy, then you can have it. Otherwise, they look cool. I meant like that's usually for the males. Okay. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, in the surface, they're really cool. It's just like, there. Well, I'm done. I have like how it's crafted, but like yeah. You know, Halloween burning up gremlin. What the frick is that? Some people are just like that. Well, some of them they can continue on with our random gremlin sounds. No, please don't. Also, like, we get separated if you do. We're not separated. What do you mean they get separated? It's usually to move I shouldn't have done this in red. I should have done this in green. Green eyes.
Okay, that was later. Good job. Alright, you can work on your journal.
Journal, I'm not
It was black.
because I'm planning out stuff first.
Okay, that's what you're working on right now.
This underwear had a fan underneath her dress. You could just see a dome. He's like, I don't know.
Oh wait, that's right. I left it at home.
There you go, next period. You could come and leave them for like the first half and come in the second half.
Oh, like a fan in the
Like a 30 minutes before.
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't felt them, but yeah, I can probably.
Do you want to feel?
Yes, but just not right this second. Maybe during cleanup.
That I mainly draw sideways because I like sideways for that reason.
Get like, I'm gonna ask Miss Sin if she just wants to keep
Waiting. Waiting.
Oh no, because I'm going still gore.
Yeah, still grow anger.
Health decided to come in and whatever.
Yes, that looks a lot tighter. Good job.
As gore.
These more pals do. So we got your
As
sign your name on the bottom. Great job. And then you can put it in the stream. You also need to sign the bottom and put it in the black hole over there.
I put mine on the back.
That's fine. Yes, sign it because I want a signature on it. Yeah, so I can read it.
Where's the void?
It's on the paper cutter right now.
Boring?
Yeah, go to the bedroom, throw up, and then go to the office and say I throw up. So it's gonna send you.
Oh, Miss Smith.
Yes.
Did you know this is my last year here, probably?
No, why?
I'm moving to Berkeley.
Oh wow, that's exciting. We miss you.
Alex moved.
I'm moving to Berkeley.
Oh, we have to do the hair still. Actually, Dream and Bobo, I forgot. We have to do hair first. Yours is done because you don't have hair. Dream, grab yours out of the black hole, but don't send us into the void. Just hold on to it, Bailey. What are you guys giggling about?
No, don't you dare open it. So freaky. Got it. Yours is done, Bobo, because you're bold. Bold. Also, you look bold. I got one SpongeBob meme now. Without my eyebrows? I mean, if you look at me right now, you can't see my hair, correct? I know wondering what's been going on. I would like to know as a husband.
It's my cousin's birthday.
Look. Because we can hang out at my house on Saturday. Even if it's that after the party, because respect and all that. So my cousin doesn't want you there to have a good time. But I'll ask him, hey, can I invite a friend over? He's 11, so we might say yes. It's more soul. So like Demon Slayer. Like Demon Slayer, that's so long. I just made him a handmade scarf. I just knitted him a scarf, and that's about it. I left my stuff at home, so we're gonna go to the store instead. I need an eraser. No, we're not for pencils.
Really? Really?
Thank you. Are you collecting this for everyone? You guys, it is cleanup time. You're going to put these in your folder. If you did not finish your skin, there might be an opportunity in class. If not, you need to come in outside of class.
Yes, I'm picturing my hair just to take off all the hair. Every stitch. No, oh, come on! I have to do that. I take. Operation. You like cheese, don't you? But he doesn't say so. I say so. You know, I say. I take.
You don't yell at me, right? You laugh.
Okay, Siri. That's cleanup time, babies. Please put your pencils away. Can I get one pile of mirrors at every table, please?
That was loud and proud. Ozzy, let me see yours. No, please. No, sorry,
Thank you.
I needed erasers. I have never been so You don't got balding. Yes, my hair is I might get a solo in the end of the year. I'm sorry. My classmates actually really enjoyed bike practice. The first solo was right in my pitch range. Lol.
How'd you guys do today?
I got it.
Was it okay? Atrocious. Let me see it.
Why?
Everything you did back.
You have to, yeah, I'll show you. You have to kind of be small. You can't be big with your
I can feel the football pencil in my backpack. I feel like I'm hurt right now.
Hey, language, Gus.
Get the chip.
Yeah. You can, but it depends on what. I need to know what kind of clay it is. Yeah, it has to be. We only do low fire clay. So it just depends on what you got. I need to read a label.
I remember my mom bought it because I said,
I'll get you.
I have a dose. And I have a dose.
Heck yeah.
I suggested it to vendors and
Lab. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
the slow dramatic.
That's what he sounds like. He's like, come on.
When we don't. I mean, I
Where are you going? How are you?
Crazy. Haven't got the chance to catch up yet.
That's awesome. That's very exciting. Plus Grandpa. Plus Almighty. Wow. Have fun. Enjoy this time. Happy day, sweetie babies. I'm proud of ya. So yeah, maybe give it 30 minutes.
Yeah, are you sure? It's exciting. No, exciting new things.
Put it in the black hole for me. Have you got a name period on it?
Yes.
Okay. It's on the cutting board right now. Bye, dear.
I also got the wedging table picked up.
Awesome, sweet Prism. Thank you.
No problem. I hate it when it's messy and crowded and I know other
Hold up.
potters do too.
Yep.
I will see you in like 30 minutes.
All right. Bye, dear.
Is that yours?
Mhm.
Miss Smith,
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
can I go to the restroom?
Yeah, you sure can.
What are we working on today?
What do you think we're working on?
What you're working on?
Yeah.
Are we gonna make another one?
No, we're gonna use the one we already did.
Oh.
Here. Yeah. Put your phone there so I remember you're gone.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, your mom emailed. Do you have an IEP? Oh, that's for the counselors to do. Oh, if it's not approved. We can work on that someday. Oh, this is yours. Sorry, that's mine. I'm down here. Whatever, you can just sign over it. There you go, dear.
If you want help with this, I get what we're doing. Miss Smith,
Yes, dear.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Marin, adult, can you be my witness?
I'll be next with me.
Or Marin, they're both my witnesses.
Okay, I like a group witness situation. Oh, thank you. How you doing, Jay? What can I do for you?
So I was able to finish my spider that I worked on, but
That's okay. I don't think everyone has yet.
could I bring it into tomorrow? Yeah.
Alright, kiddos, can you guys go ahead and start digging out of your folder your self-portrait? Your self-portraits are in your folders. Why are those there?